There's a better way to be than atheist or theist. It surprises me that the most vocal of theists and the most vocal of atheists often take the ancient text literally to promote their own arguments. What if the ancient writers, writing long after Jesus died, simply misrepresented him to promote their own growing religion? Suppose Jesus, real or imaginary, was neither supernatural nor an idiot. We began in the last video with an ancient writer's depiction of Jesus' opening line. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. The word for spirit is pneuma. The idea is that one is more content in life if they are not all that in a spiritual bag of chips. I'll let you watch that last video if you want to know more about that. This opening concept concerning humility and spiritual knowledge was then linked to humility before other human beings. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. The second statement is complementary to the first. In essence, the ancient writer represents the speaker to have begun with, Blessed are the humble about spiritual things, and continued with, Blessed are the humble about themselves. I experience contentment most profoundly while lamenting my own condition, not everyone else's. By mourning the condition of another human being or group of human beings, I am not content, I am not blessed. Does one find contentment by feeling better than? Perhaps the ancient writer simply proposed, content are those regretful about their own condition, for they will find more contentment. The ancient writer has Jesus continuing with still another axiom of relationships. Blessed are the gentle, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are the gentle, or blessed are the weak, as in some translations, seems to extend the speaker's line of modest thought. Is it physical strength to which the speaker refers, or is it to being strong-minded, headstrong? When I pursue life by knocking down doors, I triumph over resistance. When I focus on my own goals, with little regard for what is happening to others in my wake, I win over them. I prove I am able to provide for myself in spite of them. I'm better than they are. When I value relationship over ownership, I see natural provision in all the earth and its inhabitants. That is, I inherit the earth, my needs, through natural resources and through other persons. I inherit an appreciation for it all and for them all. Likewise, I am part of that provision for others. A gentle way prevents me from worrying about the contest. I have nothing to prove. Content are the gentle, for they shall appreciate whatever is provided. Next, in the ancient writer's representation, the ancient speaker addresses contentment within the struggle to be this way. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. This nutritional metaphor is simple to see. One cannot at the same time hunger and thirst for something and be full of it. If I claim to be all full of righteousness, others will indeed think I am full of it, but it will not be righteousness they perceive I am full of. Am I so desperate to make my point I ride roughshod over relationships? Do I know what is right and what is wrong with such certainty? As the ancient writer will illustrate in a few moments, this is how I get what I want, with no regard for what is happening in my own wake. In the way, righteousness, what is right and what is wrong, is expressed only with uncertainty. While one should always seek right, one should resist imparting it. Content are those who continually search for what is right, for they shall be satisfied by the quest alone. The fifth opening statement concerns the positive results of having this way about you. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. From the standpoint of human mercy, when I forgive, I also experience the forgiveness of others. When I respond in kind, less often, others respond to me in kind, less often. Mental charity begets mental charity. Whenever one makes mistakes, inward mental mercy yields better consequences all around. Content are those who give others the benefit of the doubt, for they will also receive the benefit of the doubt. The ancient writer then turns to the results of this way of humility. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see theos. The writer seems to refer to those with this way about them as the pure in heart. The Greek word for pure refers to a way of life. The Greek word for heart denotes the innermost person. Anciently known as the seat of emotions, the viscera, are the internal organs. Your visceral response, gut reaction, is a result of your inward being. The ancient writer states such people shall see theos. It's impossible to know how much of the theos language is the ancient speaker and how much of it is the ancient writer decades later. All of the writing is from scuttlebutt long after Jesus died. But if one believes in a supernatural God, one might see this statement as, because you perceive your God's presence within yourself, you will probably perceive that God's presence within others. If you don't believe in a supernatural God, you might suspect that the ancient speaker said, "Consider those with this way about them, for they shall see the good in one another." The ancient writer then depicts the ancient speaker's conclusion concerning the resulting reputation of being in this way. He says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of Theos." Does this 5-second soundbite refer to matters of warfare and peacemaking between nations? Hardly. The statement refers back to the line of thought in the 23 seconds that precede it. Could it be that the speaker was known to have spoken of personal relationships and the actions resulting from them? With this way about us, we draw people together. Followers of the way want peace between every two persons. Therefore, the ancient speaker may have spoken of the one having this way about them as a child of Theos, or perhaps as simply a child of goodness. So far, what has been proposed requires only 29 seconds to read aloud. Yet the ancient speaker seems to be making many claims concerning my happiness. I would be content by being poor in spiritual prowess, content about myself, gentle with others, not imparting right, charitable in thought, and having pure motives, while drawing people together. As a result, I would be at peace within, without judgment for others, content with what I have, satisfied with the right I find, able to forgive myself and to forgive others, and I would see good in others as they would see good in me. This short, simple opening line of thought may well be the summation of what the speaker continued to say in the so-named Sermon on the Mount. Ask yourself as we move through these videos, could this contiguous line of thought be similar to what Jesus taught? Those he taught were known not as Christians, but as people of the way. Was Jesus' line of thought supernatural? Or perhaps, was it just naturally super?